Hello again. First things first, sorry there wasn't a video last week. I was working nights last week, so it completely flipped our household off kilter, and quite frankly Hannah forgot to make one, and I was far too busy being asleep to make one. So it's not that we did nothing at all, because as I've shown in previous videos, even when I do nothing at all, I will still say something, which is pretty much what this one's going to be. But it's all because I work nights, and I just really struggled to get back into the swing of it, which is weird because I worked nights years ago, like permanent nights, and I had no problem flipping between days and nights. And for some reason, literally working 3 nights in a row completely knocked it out of me. But I'm over them now. I'm currently on a stretch of 5 days off work because I was supposed to be out of the office for the whole of next week. So they rearranged all of my days off and I booked leave to give me a 5-day stretch. Now that's been cancelled, and because they gave me less than a week's notice, I was able to keep doing what I was doing. So this is day 2 out of 5, which is lovely. So what did I do? Yesterday, popped into Norwich very briefly, I think. Did I? Yeah, I think I did. Didn't really find anything of note. And today went into Norwich again to get my eyes tested, and my long-sighted eye is less long-sighted than it used to be, and my short-sighted eye is more short-sighted than it used to be. I have to wear glasses because of the disparity between the two, rather than because either of them are too bad individually. The disparity is the same, it's just both eyes have changed. So that's 130 quid that I'm not going to get back, but I will get some new glasses in a couple of weeks. Other than that, not much has happened. Moving the PlayStation downstairs has been really successful. We've been playing a lot of 4-player brawlers with the boys. We completed Power Rangers. We've done Shredder's Revenge before. I've done 2 players on Streets of Rage with them before. But we started the Scott Pilgrim game, and that really did not impress me at all. It just felt so sluggish, and just the game crashed after about 10 minutes, and Hannah and I looked at each other and we were just like, yeah, we're not doing this 10 minutes again, that's just beyond us. But it has left me wanting to play more 4-player brawlers with the boys, so if anyone can recommend any, just chuck them in the comments for me, just so I can seek them out and maybe play them. The next one I'm thinking, even though I've already got it on the Switch, I might get Streets of Rage 4 on the PlayStation, just so I can play that with the boys. Also, a couple of weeks ago, Hannah bought me The Last of Us Part 1 for PlayStation 5. I was going to buy it last year when I saw that Asda had it for about 25 quid. Then our local Asda didn't have it. Then the show came out, and then the price just shot up, and it's stayed up. But it's recently come down to about £45, and Hannah bought it for me. So, annoyingly, I did the 2-hour trial last year, and it didn't save my second hour. So I've replayed that hour and got a little bit further than I was. But having a new game that I've wanted to play for ages, obviously I've gone for the completely logical thing, and I've been playing the PS5 remaster of Spider-Man. I did the PS4 Platinum when it first came out, and I got the PS5 upgrade tail end of last year, which my boys have played the DLC for, but I wanted to play through the story again before I did the DLC, so I've finally got around to finishing the story. Finished the Platinum with the boys yesterday. Okay, that was a very janky edit. So, that was because Hannah's disturbed me. It's going to be something that's to be featured in a moment in the video. So that's all positive. So what was I saying? Yeah, I wanted to finish the story before I went into the DLC. But I agreed with the boys that I would do the Platinum with them, so that then they could do the things I don't like doing, like the random crimes, the research centres and stuff like that. So we got the Platinum for that last night, and I've started on the first bit of the DLC. So that will keep me occupied, but I do want to go back onto The Last of Us and I've also had a bit of a hankering to play Ghost of Tsushima. So I might be starting to get that one downloaded and just keep going through my backlog. Other than that, there is one big thing. I mentioned it at the tail end of the last video, but this month's Retro Gamer has come out. This is the subscriber cover, so I've had this for a few days, but it's got me in Collector's Corner. It doesn't have the pictures that I would have picked out of the ones that were sent in, but it just shows a little bit of the collection. So if you read it, it's there for you. Enjoy, let's have fun. So let's go on to the pickup side of things. As I've mentioned, I've finished 2 games in the last couple of weeks. The Power Rangers game, which is a 4-player brawler, and Spider-Man for the PS5. So I know I showed this a couple of months ago when I bought it at the London Gaming Market, but I can finally add Super Off-Road for the Master System into the collection, which I'm really happy about. I think that now means that for me to have all of the games that I had for the Master System, I just need to add Sonic Chaos, I think Alien 3, and definitely Bram Stoker's Dracula. So it's achievable for me to get all of the games that I had when I was younger. Although I have been talking to one of my bosses, he wants to get into collecting, and he specifically wants to start with Master System, and he's been mentioning games that he played. I think one of them is called Aztec Adventure. That sounds interesting, and it also looks fairly cheap, so I might be adding that one as well. When it came to finishing Spider-Man, I couldn't decide which game from my list to add to the collection. So I gave my list to Hannah, and she made the decision for me, and she picked Worms Armageddon for the Dreamcast. When I previously owned a Dreamcast, this was the first game I bought for myself. It was one of the first games I ever played on a PlayStation, and in my eyes, it's the best Worms game there is, and it's very difficult for me to turn down a game of Worms with anyone. So that brings Dreamcast games in the collection up to 11, but it's one that I'm really going to be spending a bit of time on. I think there's actually a campaign on it, so that could be a game that I complete so I can get another game. That could be a good idea. Good ideas. Right. General pickups, which I know breaks what my challenges were for this year, but at the same time, once it's broken, may as well keep breaking it. Hannah went to a car boot on her own a couple of weeks ago. She's got a big box of stuff for her to go through in a video with you, but I'm going to steal her thunder a little bit. She bought a big box for about 26 quid, and in it were 2 copies of MotoGP Ultimate Racing Technology for the original Xbox, which it's not an exciting game, it's nothing special, but she's got 2 sealed copies of it. We previously managed to get 3 copies of Topspin sealed in a charity shop in Wales for 50p each. She's picked these up for a similar price, so some more exciting sealed games to go into the collection, potentially one to send on to a friend or to send on to sell on eBay to pay for some of what Hannah's buying regularly. Games wise, the only other things that I've picked up are a couple of PS2 demo discs. So we've got demo disc 39, which features Jak 2 Renegade, Conflict Desert Storm 2, Freestyle Metal X, Italian Job La Heist stunt demo, Italian Job La Heist circuit demo, Prince of Persia Sands of Time, Beyond Good and Evil, Disney's Extreme Skate Adventure, Iron Storm World War Zero, My Street, Judge Dredd, Dredd vs. Death, and Rolling. So there's a couple on there that I know I've got in the collection and I wouldn't mind playing, although I'm putting off playing Jak 2 until I've completely finished Jak and Daxter, which I've started umpteen times in my life and I've never actually got as far as finishing it. The only other one I picked up was Demo Disc 30, which features Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, Primal, WWE SmackDown Shut Your Mouth, Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2003, Sly Raccoon, NBA Live 2003, ATV2 Quad Power Racing, Crashed, Space Channel 5 version 2, and Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon. So probably less that I play on there, but I am enjoying adding demo discs into the collection because they're just a nice little snapshot of the time period more than anything else. The only other thing that I've picked up was from the recycling centre, and that is a GameWare unofficial controller for GameCube in its box. And we've got everything in here. It's still in its plastic bag. I've still got the instructions for it. So again, it's just a lovely little snapshot of a period in time about 20 odd years ago, which is what this whole collection is about. Just enjoying my youth again and again and again and again. So that's all the pickups. I've gone through what I've been up to. We're pretty much there. I've mentioned before that for the Discord for the Unofficial Controller podcast, I do monthly challenges. This month's challenge is for Street Fighter 2, and it's to get the fastest knockout with Zangief. And the prize for it is this one-of-a-kind sticker. So far we've had some really fast people on it. The fastest I've done it is like 23 seconds, or even longer than that. Might be 32 seconds actually. But there's someone in the Discord who's done it in about 7 seconds, which I can't even get my first hit in 7 seconds. So if you like gaming challenges and you want to try and prove that you're better than the people we've already got in there, come and join it. I'll put a link somewhere down below. Other than that, I'm going to see what I can pick up in the next few days while I'm off. I need to have a good tidy round in the garage as well, because it's just little piles of rubbish are piling up everywhere. And I can see from Hannah's last video, we've got probably about 12 PS2 games fit on the shelf, and we have no space on the PS2 shelves. So I need to do a bit of rearranging just to get it back to where I'd like it to be. So with that, I'm going to leave you to it. And the other thing I need to say, which I completely forgot about until a message just popped up, happy birthday to Boba Loba. He must be about 14 again today, but I hope he has a very good birthday from everyone in my household. So having had that little diversion, I'll see you either next week or the week after. Hopefully I can get Hannah to actually record something. And until next time, goodbye.